In terms of technology in the berry sector, I think it's different from the rest of agriculture because we haven't got as far down the road in terms of robotics quite yet. We're still in the space where we're using breeding to come up with varieties where we can improve yields, we can improve berry shape, we can improve the way the fruit is presented to a picker, so we can improve productivity just by having better varieties. And varieties which yield more and might be more peaky, bigger berries, those things, we can get significant gains in productivity just by increasing a berry size by 2 mil. So that's probably where we would start. And then, of course, taking the crop from the ground to a tabletop so that the crop is at eye height for a picker. That's increased pick speeds by 3 times. So that's big gains. We know that we've got a distance to go, and we know that in the future we're going to be dealing with robotics. But where we are at the moment is probably more around making sure that a berry, which is ultimately a soft fruit, is dry, disease-free. That's a massive challenge for us, and that gets us a long way down the road to maintaining our sustainability. We started off just having crop in May, June, July. Now we have crop from March or the beginning of March all the way through until Christmas. We're able to do that because of glass houses. And the other thing about glass houses is that it's as near to possible as the perfect growing environment where you have 100% control over what you're doing. We basically use lights to enable us to replace sunlight that we don't have in November, December, January and February months of the year, so that we can pick all year round. We're moving from a halogen light to an LED light, which requires a lot less energy input to get the same level of lights. And then we can change the spectrum of lights to impact on different times of crops and different crops. A lot of that is still trial work within the berry sector. You know, we can actually grow crop in a black box now. We don't because we have to get our heads around the moral and ethical, and does the customer actually want a strawberry that is coming from a black box? But we know that that is kind of where we're going. When you talk to a retailer, the number 1 and number 2 and number 3 most important things are service levels. They don't want their shelves to be empty. We're expected to lift up the scary rocks and see all those problems before they happen. So that might mean a more expensive tunnel when we get an 80-mile-an-hour wind. It might mean investing in more and more reservoirs to make sure if we have a drought event, we're not short. And as we move forward, a lot of our investments are more and more down those lines, because apart from anything, we need to future-proof our business to be sustainable anyway. So whilst it's good for a customer, it's also sound business practice.